The way the story goes is that there was an older homeless gentleman in Pueblo, Colorado in the mid-60s whose name was Joe. He was an amazing wire artist, and he made sculpture from scrap wire that he found to sell to support himself. I grew up with several of these sculptures on our mantle because my father was a friend of his and had bought some over the years. Apparently, Joe either invented this tool or found it somewhere and copied it, but he made them out of old wire coat hangers, and my dad bought one as a gift from Mom, who he was engaged to at the time. Mom loved it and used it every canning season. It's the only jar lifter I ever saw growing up, and I took it for granted, even though every year I would hear again the story of Joe as my parents reminisced those days. Eventually, Joe passed away, and he never saw his jar lifter go to market. When I became an adult and was setting up my own kitchen, I realized I needed to buy a jar lifter before canning season, and I went to the store to pick one out. I was amazed and a little appalled, to be honest. All the available jar lifters use hand strength to hold the jar, and I know after a day of canning, hand cramps are a very real thing. A hand cramp at the wrong time can mean a jar of boiling food breaking and splashing or dumping all over you. I decided to talk to Mom about using hers or maybe finding another one like it. Mom and I canned together the next couple years, and I kept looking at antique stores for Joe's jar lifter. I finally found one at a Goodwill, and the cashier laughed at how excited I was about it because she said no one there even knew what it was. I've since found a very few on eBay or Etsy, but they are rare. Pantry Nook exists for the purpose of bringing this jar lifter to market. We need to start with other more accessible products because it will be costly to manufacture these. Current wire-forming machinery cannot make them because the bends are too tight. We'll be redesigning it so that it can be machined, but we are determined to hold on to the genius of how it works. And we will always be grateful to Joe, who even in extreme hardship thought of a way to help the world and put his idea out there. We want to honor his legacy.